Previously on BioJacked.
So we have a party now who has gone through a bunch of different experiences, and they have all gone on a massive journey to become these three X-Res that we see before us. X-Res, as some of you may know, stands for Exigent Resolve. Their job are to do the jobs that are too messy for other people to do in this biopunk city of Petrocore. In Petrocore, there's a lot of biomodding, and it creates sometimes these mutant abominations called Akira. And the party faced off against one of them. And from that, they were able to be picked up by a rather sleazy businessman in a huge heist job that was supposed to sort of put them on the map. Put them on the map, it did, but it mainly complicated things for them. They discovered huge underground conspiracies, and they made allies and enemies at the same time. They managed to escape from casinos of belonging to a shadowy cabal of sharky business investors. And they also managed to ally themselves and then get kicked out of a nomadic encampment out in the wastelands outside the city. But now the party is facing their next big challenge. As you guys have headed down this sort of slippery slope of X-Res work, getting yourself into a big job, and suddenly you've gotten the attention of the stage of this underbelly of X-Res work in Petrocore. Because eliminating Akira is not all that X-Res are good for. They also tend to function as mercenaries for groups around the city. And you guys have had your inboxes flooded. One particular, in this case, came from a friend of yours that was right next to you at the time. Greg, the old murder grandpa that you guys met during the big heist, offered a job where you would be doing a train hit to steal AP Extension, a very coveted biomod that increases the amount of biomods that you can host in your bodies. By taking these, you will be joining the elite X-Res of the city, the people who actually have status and power to really survive in this industry. In this industry, it is quite literally eat or be eaten. So you have all stepped up to the plate to do this mission for better or for worse. Last time you met with Bacchus, the psychedelic fixer. Bacchus has a lot of biomods that make him emit psychedelic compounds and other things. He gave Walker a quick smooch, which caused a bit of an episode. But yeah, without further ado, let's start with Walker. Hey Walker, can you introduce yourself, player and all?
Hey everyone, I'm Matthew Werner, but I'm playing Walker Boone here in Petrocore. Walker is everyone's favorite electric space cowboy. And he's been having a rough few days. He's not feeling so hot right now. Yeah, I don't know how much to get into, but he's suffering from a very mysterious biomod-related illness that seems to be attacking him from the inside out, though it doesn't seem to be killing him.
Right. It seems to be you've taken a biomod that hasn't fully integrated. In fact, it seems to be integrating itself very slowly across your entire body, which makes it hard to de-splice.
Is that the one that's developing a crust? That one?
I don't know if crust is the way I'd put it.
I do not like that word.
The chitinous crust?
Although
not exactly chitinous, it's more like what's the word?
Oh, you
Vitiligo.
Vitiligo.
Oh. So is it just regular skin? Or is it petrified?
I think it's just
so
discolored.
Far it's just it's discolored.
Let me take a look.
Let me take a look at of calcium that you can see.
I'd like to roll to investigate a mystery on Walker's lower back.
Wait. Wait, it is large quantities of calcium?
No, it doesn't appear to be large quantities of calcium.
Yeah, we ruled that out.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, let's go down the line here. Yeah. Huxley, can you introduce yourself, please?
Yeah, I'm Birdie. I am playing the lovely Huxley Mossburn, who is a former plant owner, now turned ex-res agent, who's just honestly just along for the ride at this point.
Right. Also, it's worth noting that Birdie has also done all of the fantastic character art that you see on the screen right now. All these portraits that are currently lighting up. Those were drawn by Birdie.
I did.
Fantastic work.
Iconic.
Thank
Finally,
you.
last but not least, the person who put the stream all together. We wouldn't be able to do this without
That's
a
right.
writer.
My name's Donnie.
Director.
I'm a streamer. I'm a Twitch streamer. No,
Donnie would be a Twitch.
I am Josh, playing as Don E. Donnie is the writer and producer of the news outlet The End Times. He's a man of the people, and he loves the small things in life. Like a nice hot cup of coffee or some old-fashioned chewing gum.
Damn fine cup of coffee.
So first thing I'm gonna do, I set a map into the map section. I
It's
thought we
map
were going to
time.
get into maps,
Oh my
but we
goodness, it's
are,
map time.
and we can wait a little bit before we absolutely go to this scene. But if you will humor me for a bit as I paint a bit of a word picture here to get us started.
I love word pictures.
So we're going to open with an image of a street lamp, just a simple street lamp in the city of Petrocore. However, street lamps, as are most other things in the city, are not normal. Within the lamp is a small form of lightning bug. Within all of the lamps of Petrocore are bred these exact same lightning bugs. As with everything else in the city, it's far from typical. The bugs glow at a consistent rate and emit golden light brighter than it would normally by birth. This caused them to be classified as an invasive species, so their containment within the street lamps have become nothing short of a self-fulfilling prophecy. This particular lightning bug that we are viewing from the bottom, we are looking up at it, has tried a few times to weasel its way into the nooks and crevices of the glass enclosure in an attempt to find any sort of gap to the outside world it perceives, as it seems to be so tantalizingly close. It doesn't quite understand the barrier between it and the outside world. As the bug struggles for what may be, for all we know, the 10th, 100th, or even 1000th time it's done so, staring up at the flickering light, we see Walker. Walker, what you doing? Where are you right now?
It's getting later into the evening,
Yeah.
and Walker's taking it upon himself to sort of patrol the streets of his neighborhood. So he's out making sure no innocents are in trouble and making sure anything wrong, he's gonna try to set it right on these streets tonight.
Absolutely. So you're in the Slug.
Yeah.
The Slug being the most northern district of the city. It is the most run down. It has been exploited the most, generally, for various reasons. A lot of waste facilities are there. The rent prices are rather low. There's a lot more violence, which in this case is good for you. That's what you're looking for.
Yeah.
You are standing there sort of like under the street lamp, gazing out across, sort of surveying this landscape, and you just hear, "What are you doing out so late, handsome?" You take a turn, and you see the first thing you see is just like vibrant purple hair, like this shade of like purplish indigo. This very sort of like darker skinned individual wearing kind of a fur cloak, but with their general demeanor and appearance, it's pretty clear that this person's a sex worker.
I could be asking you the same question.
I think it's pretty clear. Am I not branding myself correctly?
No, you look great. You look great.
Thank you.
The
name's
don't mind me
Kenda.
though. Oh, Kenda, a pleasure to meet you. The name's Walker Boone.
So I just couldn't help but notice you were standing out here under the street lamp for it's going on 15 minutes now. You waiting for someone?
In a way. And in another way, no, just enjoying the night air. Why? You looking for someone?
Well, that depends who's buying.
Not me tonight, but appreciate the interest.
You know, he steps forward and he just raises his hand. May I touch you?
Only if you're very gentle.
Kenda reaches up and just like brushes the side of your cheek, and you feel it's interesting. It doesn't happen when their hand comes in, but Kenda's, as soon as it makes contact with your cheek, and as Kenda takes their hand away, there's a small arcing of electricity between their finger and your side. It's not painful, but it just kind of tickles. And they sort of take their fingers and rub them together, and they say, "Listen, if I wasn't working right now, would you want to get coffee?"
I could be so persuaded. But listen, you got bills to pay, and I got the night air to enjoy. I pull out a little slip of paper and a pen, and I write down my number. I'm not much for buying, but I'll buy you a cup of coffee sometime if that's something you'd be interested in.
Bet. They take it. And they just in one hand, and they just sort of wink and turn around and sort of start walking down the street. Sort of passing.
Hey, Kenda.
They don't turn around to look at you, but you see them perk up.
You ever in any trouble, you give me a call, you hear?
Sure. Kenda just sort of holds the paper up in the air, waves it, and then you see them open their jacket and sort of put it inside.
All right.
Kenda rounds the corner at the end of the street, and a small amount of time passes, and then you hear a couple noises coming from the alleyway, but you hear a couple distinct sort of like sounds of like grunting.
I mean...
And this is not sexual grunting.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, I was like, listen,
Ooh,
they work
heating up
fast. Like, good on them. You got bills to pay.
Holy
No,
smokes.
it's not
boy.
sexual grunting. I am gonna, I'm gonna
What does that sound
head
like?
down that alley.
I'd love to hear that.
Can I
Okay,
get a
only
sound
hear-
effect of
you hear-
non-sexual grunting?
Oh. Oh no.
We get a clean take of that?
Yeah.
No, no, you can't. You actually can't not.
I'm gonna head
I'm
down
denying
to
this
that.
request. No, and
I'm
I
gonna
never
head
will.
down around the corner, and I'm gonna try to see what's going on. I'm not gonna rush in before I know what's happening though.
Yeah, you round the corner, and at this point you're on the map. So we're gonna go to the map here. Walker, you've just sort of rounded this corner. There's a nice, tall, building that sort of bisects this alleyway. This is more or less V-shaped. You can see it in front of you. all this sort of neon lights. But as you are sort of rounding the corner, you feel something vibrate in your pocket. It's your phone.
A number I recognize?
No.
I'll answer.
You
Hello?
answer. Yeah. You hear just down the way, hello, in your voice, what you just said.
Ah, shit.
Mm-hmm.
All right. But I don't see anyone down this alleyway.
Not currently, no.
All right. Well, I'm gonna start moving in. I'm gonna pull out my shotgun.
Mm-hmm. You stole the shotgun from a fish man.
I did. It's loud and it's messy.
Mm-hmm.
But
So
I'm
you've
gonna
been-
pull out my shotgun.
Hmm. So yeah, you brandish your shotgun. It is it's a lot higher tech than you're used to seeing around the slug. It's very like chromed around the outside. It's very shiny, but within it, it's it within the chambers next to the barrels. There are these two like sort of glass tubes on either side of the gun that have this sort of weird kind of amorphous jellyfish creature inside. These creatures imbue your shots with an electrical energy. And you've known this through testing. But just so the audience knows.
I'm gonna at this point I'm gonna cock my gun and I'm gonna say, anyone causing any trouble down in this alleyway, better head on home.
You can hear there's not like a huge echo, but you know that thing where if you clap and you can hear another clap off like a brick wall down like on a building in front of you if you're in a parking lot. It's like that. You just hear your voice kind of reflected back at you. And standing from here, you can see the light of what you assume to be the phone emanating your voice sort of coming from around this corner here.
But I don't see anyone in the corner. I just see the phone.
Yeah, as you sort of round this corner, as you're moving through, and you're not an initiative right now, so you can move how you would like to move within reason. Just don't move more than like 3 squares at once max, in terms of like timing. But as you're, sort of rounding the corner, you do see a cell phone, and it was calling you, but the screen is broken, and there's, very little to see about the scene. There might have been a struggle. There's some trash sort of kind of strewn about, but it's really hard to say. This place isn't exactly clean.
I think I'm gonna go scoop up that cell phone.
You go over and bend down to pick up that cell phone. We, the audience, see a shadow dart behind Walker as he bends down and looks towards the wall. And we are going to cut to earlier in the day. We're going to go to Huxley. So, Huxley, you have been looking after these gardens for a while. They're gardens that you know very well. Of course, like, you grew up here. Like, it's a very important place. There are all these really illustrious sort of plants around this entire, like, gardening complex at this point. It's gotten so big, but you're not around the big hydrangeas, the huge celosia. Like, you're not around the big showy plants. Why and where are you?
I am I'm tending to the little dandelions that are growing in the cracks between the pavers. I'm not plucking them as most people would, but I'm watering them.
You're watering the dandelions. At this point, you hear, "Oh, not again. Huxley!" And you see, I'm going to introduce a character that you have not stated, Jeeves, your butler. Huxley,
I'm sorry, your butler?
Huxley, what did we talk about? You're not supposed to water the dandelions. They're weeds.
They are just as much a flower as any other one here.
You're looking up at Jeeves at this point. Jeeves is a rather, portly person, very sort of wide, square face, bespectacled, with a very sort of a rather he tends to put on airs kind of a bit. You know him quite well. He tends to get you into trouble when you do. He's, in some people would call him a tattletale. Your family calls him a loyal servant. But Jeeves looks down and he says, "Listen, I know what you must be thinking. Man, they're pretty. They're yellow. I get it. But Huxley, dandelions can grow anywhere. And here's the problem. People in this world, they want things that are special. They want things that take work, things that are worth it. And if you look around this garden, there are some plants that are better than others. That's just the way it is."
Yeah, there's some children around here that are better than others, I guess, huh, Jeeves?
Do you want to talk to your mother, Huxley? Because that could be arranged. You two
Not
haven't been getting along as of
particularly.
late.
That's an understatement.
Well, I'll leave you to it. But I will say, if I find any dandelions when I get back, you might find them in your dinner. And he walks away.
Luckily for me, dandelion tea is my favorite.
So you finish up watering these dandelions, and you get up and you start to move throughout the gardens, and then you notice a door on the edge of the gardens. Normally, this door has been locked up. It has normally been told that it's just like kind of a storage place, but it was always locked for some reason. And you loved to go places that you weren't allowed. But this was one place that, you couldn't exactly pick the lock. It was just kind of off limits. It didn't seem all that interesting. But Jeeves forgot to lock it this time. And as you look towards the crack, you can make out a couple plants on the other side.
Oh, I'm definitely going in there.
Fuck yeah. You... like a moth drawn to a flame, you open up this door. And inside, you see a veritable treasure trove of plants. But normally the sight of plants brings you a certain amount of serotonin. These ones fill you with dread. You look around and you see various different strains of various compounds. Things that are way more dangerous than weed. You see your family's business.
Did not think she would keep it on the property. Can I roll to read a bad situation just to get a feel for what is in there?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Alright. So that's a 6 and a 2, which is 8, and then plus intelligence is 1, so 9.
9. That's a mixed success. You get to ask one question.
Okay. What is the biggest threat?
So, as you're walking through this this sort of secret garden, but much darker secret garden, you see several hermetically sealed like chambers on their side. They're laid out horizontally, and you can tell what these are. These are the starters for the family tradition of Brachium Plantae. You look around, each member of the family gets one. And you realize that any one of these could be yours.
How many are there?
There are, I will say, there are 3 of them. 2 of them look like they've already been harvested. One of them only just recently. And you know what that means. The last one is this sort of brilliant white flower that you look at it and you haven't seen it before. But it doesn't look like what you would want at all. This white blossom bells out a considerable amount. It has a lot of depth to the cavity of pollen. Except throughout this white flower, there are these sort of scratches of black and red, almost like crimson, and the edges of the blooms, while they look relatively soft, are also spined in a very menacing kind of way.
I would like to take it. Take it with me.
It's very heavy, and you lift it up off this table, and immediately, like, almost cartoonishly, it drops, like you didn't quite calculate the weight right, and you're holding it sort of in your hand. And you stumble for a moment, and out of your pocket falls your lighter. You are filled with a rage, looking at this predetermined thing that you have no control over, that you're realizing that you might not even want. And after what happened to your sister,
Yeah.
what did you do next?
I picked up that lighter and I torched the entire fucking garden.
And as the flames burn, we snap back to the present with you waking up.
Oh god. Good morning.
Mm-hmm.
Where am I?
You're in your apartment, far away from these events.
Thank god.
But the reason why you've been having them lately has all stemmed from one person's voicemail that you overheard on Donnie's phone. Synth.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of bed and pretend like it doesn't bother me.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't hear it, and it has no holding on what's going on right now at all. Just for the morning.
You get up, you go about your morning routine, taking care of the various terrarium plants, having your sort of vegan breakfast.
My gorp breakfast.
Yeah, it's like a form of moss that you put in the microwave to heat up and it expands. It's like a mushroom loaf.
Yeah.
And you...
Venus flytrap Huxley.
Yeah, you make your way out of your apartment and you go down a couple blocks and you pass Celestine's shop.
I stop
Sign
for a
says,
second.
yeah.
I pause and I look over across the street at it, and I really want to go in, but I know that if I did, it would only put a target on Celestine's back, and so I keep walking down the street.
You keep walking, and you keep walking, and you start walking a lot more than you intended to that day. You've had a lot on your mind. You go over ideas for how to do this, like, sort of train hit dealio. You think about any sort of context that you might have in sort of as a freelancer. You sort of walk around this building, and by this point, it's getting late. And you've made your way into the slug. And at this point, we're going to cut to Donnie. Donnie, you're sitting at your desk. It's very well prepped, very professional looking. Everything is rustic, yet very functional and clean. You know the importance of, like, feng shui and of having a space that not only looks sort of like cutting edge and like aesthetically pleasing, but also looks appropriate to live in. You're gazing at your notebook where you would be writing your next article. What are you thinking of writing about?
Formex covers up PPD blow up. Hazardous material, illegal material transfer gone wrong.
Mm-hmm. This is your normal kind of like bread and butter. Catching these kind of headlines, but you realize there are a lot of things that you wish you could say at this moment that maybe you don't have enough evidence for. You've gone through a whirlwind of information over the past couple days, including Raymond Roche keeping a museum of bodies that he keeps alive in his casino, that there might be a secret, like, conspiracy of mass genocide and cloning to replace people, experiences with the nomads who, if you would report about them, they would probably get targeted. Either that, or they might come after you. How do you deal with that?
I take a deep breath, maybe a puff on my cigarette and a sip of coffee, and I put all of the evidence, all of my notes from the past couple weeks and months, with the rest of my notes that I haven't published, in the back room, in my filing room.
You open up this place, and it is in contrast to everything else in your apartment, it is messy as fuck, because there are so many notes back here. It is insane. If somebody saw this room, they wouldn't assume that it was part of the space that you lived in. You look around and you see it, like, at the various stories that sort of like got away, or the stories that you saved, that you just wanted to hold on to but never really were able to follow up on, because news just travels from the next thing to the next thing. It feels like every news story has the life of a mayfly. Like, it will die out if you don't catch it at the right time. And in this moment, your phone rings. But we are going to cut back to Walker. Walker, you are on this map. And you see a shadow move across the wall in front of you, from right to left.
Yeah, I'm a whip back down.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna whip back around with the shotgun, see if I can find who's running around behind me.
Right. You're going to whip around. In this case, you're going to make a read about situation roll.
Okay. I'm gonna do that. Ooh, that's gonna be. Ooh, that'll be a 7.
That'll be a 7. That's a mixed success. You catch a bit of a, in this case, because that roll was contested, you turn around and you are sort of like branching your shotgun, and you start to sweep it over the landscape in front of you from left to right.
Mm-hmm.
And as you pass over this red light here, you just notice a distortion in the air, sort of moving this way.
A distortion in the air moving that way.
Almost like when you look at really hot concrete and you see the heat like distorting the air in front of you. It's still see-through, it's just making things ripple.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do.
There's something there.
Something's over there.
Mm-hmm.
I am gonna take. I have a. Oh, where is it? I have a reusable flashbang.
Yes, you do.
I'm gonna take that, toss it over there, and then I'm gonna try to do that as I scooch, like, behind this container, so I hopefully will be able to avoid it, like right there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Right, yeah. So you use your movement for that. You prime it, and you throw it on the ground. It beeps a couple times, and then it goes off with a... And you see immediately illuminated a figure that's a character that I have named that you don't need to know yet.
Spoilers, oh god.
Yeah, but you see a shape of a person, but it seems to, like the shadow on the wall, you see there's something spilling out of their mouth. Almost like a long rope. But you can see that this flash has semi-illuminated their body. You can tell that they're somewhat transparent, but whatever they sort of fall to the ground, and they flicker. And you can see, peering out from behind this trash can, you can see them a little bit better. They have very large eyes on sort of like more wide on their face than you would expect for a human being. You're looking at some sort of mutant with carrying some sort of hammer in their hand, just like one that you would use for like construction or something like that. But he's full on like swinging it above his head.
Alrighty. I'm gonna come out shotgun poised. I'm gonna stay just a little away from him. Alright, now that I can see you, the slimy little bugger.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing running around behind me?
Talk! You just hear something, and then out from seemingly nowhere, something connects with the right side of your skull.
Oh, God. Gosh darn.
In this case, you feel a pain as you take... Hold on. You're going to take 1 point of harm as you are absolutely socked. You are clocked in your head. You hear some sort of bell ringing as you see sort of hiding. Somebody was hiding over here, and they whipped around. And out in front of you is this person that your assailant just named as Torque.
We should make a running tally of how many how much damage Walker has suffered, and just by the end of
Yeah.
the campaign,
All of us
just
should be
tally it
taking-
up. Because it's
taking
gonna be
account of
more.
that.
It's gonna be more than me and Huxley combined.
You've
I
already
bet.
seen the
Combined,
name.
yeah.
Alf and
All right.
Torque.
All right, friend. I didn't want to have to shoot you, but if you're coming out swinging, I can only respond in kind.
What's your nimbleness score?
It's a +2, I believe.
+2.
Yeah.
You get priority. Because they were going to try to contest that.
Yeah, I'm. Oh, I don't. He came out of nowhere and punched me. I did throw a flashbang grenade though.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I wish I had something to like incapacitate him further and not necessarily shoot him in the face.
That's all. That's up to you.
Yeah.
He was
How about
blinded.
I?
Definitely.
Yeah. How about I? You know what I'll do? I will. Oh no, that'll actually do more damage. Okay,
I will
I'm
say
gonna.
you can do except for your gun. I can say a lot. You can try to make your attacks non-lethal.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna turn and I'm gonna. We're at point blank range. I'm gonna try to shoot Torque with my. With my shotgun.
Roll to kick some ass.
Yeah. You don't just. He knew I had a gun.
You don't just punch
run
the guy
out.
with the shotgun,
Yeah, you don't just punch a guy with the shotgun in the face.
and then be
That'll
less
an
nimble.
8.
Then
That'll be an 8.
That'll be an 8. That's a mixed success. So this Torque guy is built. He clearly like has done a lot of upper body sort of like training, but you can tell it's no different from some. He looks pretty sleazy. General, like you can see he's wearing a lot of like camo based clothing, but he looks like rather decrepit. But he swings with his hand open palm this time, and it connects with your face as you are. He just like slaps you as you are as you fire this off into him. To which he goes, "How much harm is that?"
4.
There was a large zap as he's sort of pushed back several squares. I will say, to like, there's a flash of this like blue light as you release these two things. You can see his arms sort of spazzing from the volts in the ampage coursing through his body, but you feel a pain on the side of your cheek because you feel some sort of like stinging sensation, and you realize he's just like left a tiny bit of acid in your cheek.
Oh, God.
You look down at his hands that are stuck open palmed right now, and you see on either palm are 2 mouths.
Oh.
Mm.
Did his
just licked your
hand did
face.
his hand mouth just lick me?
Yeah.
And it
Absolute-
was acidic, so your armor rating is going to go down by 1.
Oh, I don't think I have any armor, so
So it
Does
can
it-
go into the negative.
okay.
So you-
All right.
It starts to spread across like your body and your neck, and you feel like your skin is just generally more supple in this moment, and not in a good way.
All right. Well, that feels bad. Hey, friends, we don't need to do this, and you'll regret it deeply if we do. How about we stop and talk for a second?
At this point, you see Alf, the sort of chameleon man, has gotten up. I think he says, "Should have thought of that before you pulled the trigger." And he is going to open his mouth, and out of his mouth comes whipping a gigantic tongue, and it's going to come rushing at you.
I forget how combat works. It's been a minute. I'm gonna try to dive out of the way.
Right. This, and you do. He failed the
Great.
roll. So it that attack, you very nimbly sort of like step out of the way. As you do, you sort of hear like a little voice in the back of your head say, "Move left," and you just like sort of dodge with this kind of almost clairvoyant level of thought processing.
This is his tongue coming at me.
Yeah.
Any chance I could try to swipe at that with my vibra blade that cuts through shit?
Absolutely, you could definitely try to do that.
Grab it and swing him around like a goofy guy.
Since he failed the roll, you get to deal your damage to him.
Okay, because I wanna be honest, because I did not have the vibra blade out yet.
Right. Okay, I'll let you respond with the vibroblade if you roll to kick some ass.
Great, sounds good. I'll do that. Okay, I get a +1 to this roll. Awesome, that's a 9.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
That's a
so
9.
with that, I want to roll to the left. I want to follow the little voice in my head. Roll to the left, and then I feel like I have it like in like an ankle holster.
Mm-hmm.
So as I roll, I slide the vibra blade out, and I want to try to cut through the tongue.
Mm-hmm.
Just like cut it off.
Okay. In this case, he's going to roll to endure for a second to see if you get through that. Nope. You know, sometimes you expect an encounter to go harder for the players.
Hey,
and sometimes...
sorry about the tongue, Elliot. I also was expecting it to last longer than it did.
Tongue guy was so cool, but you cut off his tongue.
Now he's just
cut
Guy.
off, like, the middle of his tongue, and he's like, no, not tongue guy. He's just Guy now. You make that swipe, and he's as he's
I
like, his
tried
tongue-
to warn you that you would regret picking a fight with me, friend.
You see Torque sort of like stands up and he says, "I don't know if you've ever been in a scrap before, but there's usually not this much talking."
Yeah, I like to do that now.
I've heard that note in the past. People have told me that in the past too. It's sort of my Achilles heel.
Oh
if
my
you will.
God! Shut the fuck up! He's going to come charging at you. Huxley, you've been walking for a while now. The moon's out.
Yes, I have.
You hear what can only be described as a lightning bolt, and it's not raining or cloudy. It's clear.
I know immediately who it is, and
Oh,
I
it sounds
take off
very
running.
familiar. Sounds very familiar. Oh, that you're in Walker territory. In fact, you might have been going to meet him subconsciously. In this moment, he's sort of running down the street. Walker, Torque is going to run up and tackle you.
Oh, all right.
That's a very good roll. You are sort of tackled to the ground by this very, he has a much larger kind of like upper body build, so he has like a good strength to like pin you. He gets both of your arm, and you can feel like his hand mouths just sort of like trying to check your skin. And you can see he opens his mouth, and you can see several more layers of teeth in his mouth than you were expecting. Almost, yeah. But in this case, it's not like a shark. It's not that refined. It's more like, have you ever seen the inside of a goose's mouth?
Ooh.
No.
It's terrifying.
I have.
It's
I was
spooky.
gonna say sandworm.
It's scary.
From Dune. I was very excited for a second.
It's terrifying. They have like teeth on their tongue.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, everyone Google it. It's great. The nature's terrifying. And he sees like rears up to bite you. Roll to act under pressure.
Oh, all right. Oh, all right. Act under pressure. Ooh, that'll be a 6.
That'll be a 6. You feel you feel something crack underneath you, in your back pocket, and you realize that was your cell phone.
Oh,
But
Well,
you do
it's
feel it
fine.
buzzing, but not in the way that you would be receiving call. It's sending a call. Donnie, you start receiving a call.
What the? At
You
this
look down.
hour?
You see Walker's number.
Hello.
You hear sort of a warble, like there's something wrong with like the
That's
speaker.
disgusting.
You
Oh,
hear
my-
these like bits and pieces of this, and you just hear like from the
Ow,
other end.
So many tongues. Oh no.
Walker.
And you hear, get him! Kill him!
Oh, oh my god. I told you you'd regret it.
I regret what? Walker.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Go to sleep! You chatty monkey!
Holy smokes. Walker, can you hear me? Walker. He can't hear me. Do I know where Walker lives? Is this near Walker? I guess
You know
I
where
have no-
Walker lived. I will say, Donnie, you do have a car, and this car, because you live on what floor do you live on?
I live in sub 1, just under the. I know that's confusing, but
But the parking garage is on the roof. So in this case, your car
crap.
floats. Your car floats.
nice.
You got a manta ray.
It's a
It's,
good.
you know-
It's a sleek one too. Jet
Who would
black.
call it classic, but like, it's like connoisseur, true vehicle connoisseurs would know.
Through
Um,
the phone, you
Manta-
just hear,
what year is
I'm
it?"
gonna cut out all of your tongues,
Okay,
make
Walker.
a rope, and choke you with them.
I'm coming, Walker. Just hold on for 1 second.
You hear it, Bravsky, come second, yeah, from your phone.
I'm gonna hop in my manta ray and zip over.
At this point, Huxley, you enter the map. Huxley, as you round this corner, you see up from this direction, you see a shape dart away from the alley.
Is it coming from the other end of the alley?
It's coming from the other entrance to the alley that would be down the
Okay.
street.
I clock it, but I continue my way down the alley.
Clock it.
All right.
Lock it. Move on.
You start.
Me-
Yeah, you can
me
move
get
yourself.
Yeah. Oh, where's my? There it is. Okay. Had to find the button. Yeah, I'll get like that far, ish. And I see.
Yeah, you see
What
the
do I
scene
see?
unfolding before you. Walker's in a situation that you've grown to learn is kind of typical.
As I was running, I equipped my Ember Knuckles and I just kind of click them together and I'm like, Walker, what the fuck did you do this time?
Ow, no, Huxley, I got it. You just rest over there.
You
I
don't
got it.
got it.
I've got this under control. I'm gonna stab you in all of your mouths.
Okay. I would like to roll to fight, please. So I want to kick some ass.
Tell me
Okay.
what. Go for it.
Okay. 4 and the 5. That's 9 plus what? Physiology. That is plus 2, so that is a 12.
Fuck. Okay, so you get to choose an extra effect for that.
Yeah.
And tell me what you do in this case. Like move around and
Okay.
like
So
do
I
what
would
you will.
I would like to get up to this guy over here, and I would just like to step up, throw him a right hook across the face.
for torque.
Yeah.
Right. Step up to torque. You wanna smack him off Walker.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you said I get 1 extra thing.
Yeah, you get to pick an extra effect from the list.
On a 10 or higher, choose 1 extra effect. And those include, for the viewers, you or one of your friends gets advantage on their next move, you deal a massive amount of damage, suffer less damage, force your target where you want them, or have an attack that's especially flamboyant or terrifying.
I would like to have an especially cruel or terrifying. Yeah. Especially cruel or terrifying.
I've got, Mission Impossible. Is everyone familiar with the idea of reloading your biceps?
Oh, yeah.
No.
Guys,
you
remember what I'm talking about?
I think Cavill enthusiasts know.
Oh my god. Yeah, you take a step forward and you're like, you've been in a scrap before, and you reload your fucking arms, and Torque just like looks up for a second before being branded on the side of the face by your Ember Knuckles as you just, once with motion, twist your trunk, punch from the hips, and you just lay him out next to... He falls off of Walker. Next to him. How much damage is that?
Ember Knuckles have 2 damage. So
All right.
then +1 would be 3.
Right. You can see you left a brand on that like, what do your knuckles say anything, or are they just like...
All right. Yes, they do. The left ones, wait, no. The right ones, the one I hit him with, say EMBR on them. So he just has those letters in his cheek now.
Yeah, the company does really good for branding itself.
Sponsor me.
Anyone who gets hit by Ember Knuckles is immediately part of their branding scheme.
They're branded. Nice.
That's perfect. Torque and Alf are in a rough spot. They scramble up, and you see they start to run.
Honestly, y'all, I just want to chat.
And at this point, Donnie, you arrive on the scene. Your car pulls up.
I just hit them. No. They run away into the street.
They were going
immediately
the right
struck by now.
Hey, you know what? That's so fucking cool. I'm gonna give it to you. These guys round the corner. They come across, and you just hear a screech as Johnny hits these guys with their car. Roll to act under pressure to see how much you damage your car.
That's an 11. What's act under
Vehicular
pressure?
manslaughter
This
is
is the
not the
best
way I thought
possible
this was
road.
gonna go.
Roll to start this off. Act under pressure is plus adaptability. That's 11 minus 2. That's a 9.
You guys, mixed success. You guys round the corner chasing these guys. You run out of the street. Alf and Torque are just like exit and leap off the sidewalk and are immediately just completely run over and turned into roadkill.
Oh my god, I just wanted to talk.
Need a hand?
Honey, you step out of your car. You notice the hood ornament on the front of your car is just sort of like bent out of shape.
Is it a little crab? Is it a little crab or a manta ray?
Yeah, what's the manta ray hood ornament?
You could have a crab. Do you want it to be
For
a crab?
vintage.
Yeah. The Carsey car model from the old black and white movie Carsey Sings.
Hell yeah.
Carsey Sings starring
Carsey Carnan.
starring famous crab actress, and refined diva known as
God, fish
Sarah
puns.
McLaughlin.
Quick. There we go.
Sarah McLaughlin.
Sarah McLaughlin.
All right, I'm writing this character down. They're canon.
Sarah Also Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah, that's herself.
So you take a moment. You see, Walker with blood on him again, and a Huxley
With
carrying
blood on
Knuckles.
him. And my car with blood on it. Well.
Okay, listen, y'all, I get how this looks. But, in my defense, they may have done something to a sex worker.
You hear a little voice in your head say, "Stop talking."
You don't even know if they did anything? Walker,
well,
what have we
they-
talked about?
They were near the sex worker's broken phone.
No,
I assume. Actually, I can't even guarantee that it was the sex worker's phone. It was just a phone.
I'm sorry. I want to apologize. You obviously had this under control. I
Thank you.
really sort of
Thank you,
escalated
Donnie.
this.
Donnie, don't encourage him.
No,
We have two
listen.
bodies
where's
in the
the
street right now.
phone?
We gotta do something.
They were clearly up to. Oh, I pull out my broken phone and the other broken phone.
Ugh.
Oh my God! I called you. Oh, it was a butt dial. Sorry, I didn't need anything.
It was a great way to write to write.
Oh
into
my
the
goodness,
scene, Donnie.
I'm so sorry for bothering you, Donnie.
No,
Thanks for coming
while
out,
I'm
though.
here, do you need anything? You good? You care explaining to me what all this blood is doing on your body and face?
While you're all both here, you see climbing out of this truck.
Grandpa.
Greg, you son of a
Oh my
bitch.
God, Gramps.
It was a
You been
setup.
watching the whole time?
Well,
Oh, I've been telling you guys for
Oh my
weeks now,
God.
individually, you know, just
So-
checking up on you.
sorry about the grunts. These were yours, I assume?
Oh no, these aren't mine. They just riffraff. I assume.
Oh, did you see? Is this Kenda's phone?
Who's Kenda?
Kendi's
who's
nuts
Kenda?
fit in your mouth.
Hey! Greg walks up and punches you in the stomach.
Was that out of joy or out of fury?
Out of.
Out
He
of
seems to have a bit of a
pure
broy.
nerve.
I pretend
Oh.
that I do my best to pretend that it didn't hurt while internally dying.
All right, you guys have been taking the weekend. Have any of you guys thought about this train hit that we're gonna do, or do you guys want to talk about it somewhere else?
I mean,
Talk about it somewhere else, obviously.
yeah.
All right, see you later.
there's
he
like
spins
invisible-
around and starts walking away.
Oh, he's
Gramps,
gone. Oh my god, he left. He disappeared.
Oh my God.
Should we do
That-
something about the people in the street?
This is a wildly erratic evening for me.
Yeah, I'll get
Lots
him.
of ups
Don't
and
worry about
downs. Oh, so Kenda is a young sex worker I met. Very lovely. And I have a feeling that this is their phone, but it also might not be. This might be unrelated to them.
All right, they're gone.
You hear a little voice in your head say, "It's probably their phone."
That's what I thought, because
They
I
were
just
calling
gave
you. They just got your
Yeah.
number.
I
What?
just gave them my number, and then the phone was calling. I say all of this out loud. Yeah, like
What?
because I just gave them my
Walker.
number, and then they called me.
Hey,
So
you
I
okay,
thought-
pal?
Look at me. Who
Huh?
are you talking to?
Hey, you have you. How does Walker look? Is Walker very wounded?
Does he look
Not
insane?
very. Not very. The acid is worn off, so your armor rating goes back up to normal.
Oh, thank you.
But he's not bloodied. Although he is
you've
bloodied.
been punched. You've been punched. So there's like a welt on your cheek. But
Poke it. I would like to poke it. I'm gonna poke it.
it hurts.
Walker, are you doing all right? How
A
many?
little
yeah,
voice in your
I'm
head?
great.
How many claws am I
Stop that. That
holding up?
hurts.
Define up. I don't know, like 3.
Yeah, that's close
It's a
enough.
trick question, Walker. He doesn't have fingers.
You said
Got
claws.
claws.
It's a trick question. I don't have
Oh, I heard
fingers.
fingers.
I don't have fingers. I have claws. It was a trick question.
Anyway, no, y'all, I'm great. I'm pretty sure this is Kenda's phone.
Who's
He was
Kenda?
probably in trouble. I just told you who Kenda was. They're a young sex worker I met, who I might be taking out for coffee.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Good for you, man. Good
What
for
kind of
you.
coffee?
A
Any
good
coffee
old
you
cup of
want.
Joe?
Let's
Mm.
get going. Where are we going?
Is it a date
we
or
following
can I come?
Gramps?
Oh,
'Cause I don't know if you know, but I'm
well,
a bit of a
it's
coffee
sort of
freak
I
myself.
think the plan was for it to be a date, but like you could come sit at a separate table.
Well, that's weird.
You,
Oh,
a little voice in your head. You do realize that for you to get in contact with Kenda, you have to call Kenda, or Kenda has to call you, and Kenda no longer has a phone.
Hello.
I go to answer, and then I look at Donnie.
I'm like
and
waving my hand in front of Walker's face.
because they did not respond well last time I answered, and I say,
I just asked you a question.
"Oh, well, sorry, what'd you ask?"
Can I come with you on the date?
Well, and I said I already answered that. No,
Walker,
you're
you
gaslighting
are
me. You're fully
acting
gaslighting me.
mighty
'Cause
strange.
I said yes, you can come, but you have to sit at a separate table, and you said that'd be weird.
Who
and
are
then
you
the voice in
talking
my
to?
head said that Kenda wouldn't even be able to call me.
I'm just messing with you. Let's get out of
Back
here.
up. There's a voice in your head.
Wait, what? What?
Yeah,
Is this a normal voice?
I can't explain to you why it doesn't make me nervous,
We'll talk to it.
but I'm feeling real good about it.
I'm
Yeah,
not.
what? I mean, it's just like, what is a thought? But like a voice in your surely it would be
Yeah.
fucking crazy to not hear anything at all.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
Like,
so you're saying you have an inner monologue, is what you're saying, Walker?
exactly.
But you
Exactly.
were
It's my inner
Well, that
monologue.
is
Inner
not
monologue.
that is not
You were having
unusual.
a conversation. It's no longer a
And
monologue.
also,
Fucking-
the inner monologue has a very different sounding voice than I do, which is interesting.
Huh.
I think
I'm
it sounds very normal.
concerned for you.
No, you have a very strange accent.
Well, is it what? Excuse me?
What?
Make fun of my accent again, and I'll punch you.
Hey, wait,
Oh
wait,
no,
wait, wait.
not you, Huxley. You sound sophisticated.
Oh,
the
thank
voice
you.
in my head,
Oh,
very
Huxley.
weird accent.
Hmm.
What
I'm
kind
a,
of accent?
you feel very sick.
Oh god.
Roll to endure.
Oh god. What is? Oh god. Okay, I got a +1 to this. So that'll be. Oh, that's a 13.
Oh yeah, baby. You unthrow up.
You hear,
If anything.
I'm a. Voice gets softer, and then it's gone.
Oh. Okay, now that the voice is gone, I can explain. I just started hearing this voice in my head, and it was throwing off the communication in this conversation because y'all thought I was talking to you when I was really talking to the voice.
Hmm. So is
How long has this been happening, Walker?
Just the last minute and a half.
Okay.
so since Greg showed up?
No, it happened after I got punched in the face by that stranger with the mouths on his hands.
Let's get you to a doctor, eh?
Yeah. Is
I
your
think
mom
let's get
in?
me to. No, y'all, I'm feeling great. I think we should go talk to Greg.
All right. Fine.
All right. Well, he just disappeared, so let me give him a ring.
Yeah, that was weird of him, right?
could be
Listen,
ju-
I get that we're all concerned about the voice in my head. Very strange.
I'm actually
However,
sort of mid on it.
Grandpa's behavior was super weird, right?
What do you mean?
He showed up and was like, "Let's talk," and we were like, "Maybe not here," and then he vanishes.
No, he just like was like okay, and then like ran away.
Just kept
Like,
going.
Yeah, which is strange behavior.
For what it's worth,
to,
Walker.
to approach your friends on the street
Greg
and then
has-
sprint away.
He's not the
Are
most
we friends with him? Are we sure that's the
conventional.
word we want to use?
man.
You're right. Your family.
I am less
Other direction.
inclined to use that, but
I apologize. That was a little joke just for me because we call him Gramps.
Sure
But
it wasn't
he
for
saved
that
our
voice
he
in your
saved our
head.
butts. No voice in my head. He
about
saved
this
our butts a
voice?
few times.
What
So
about this one? It's me, the voice
Donnie,
in
if you keep using that voice, I'm gonna tie your eye stalks
God.
together, and you won't be able to see straight for
I
weeks.
almost
I'm
had
gonna-
you there. Also, how
Can we-
dare you?
Can someone give? Can
that was
someone please
terrifying.
give Gramps a call?
Hey, let me give him a ring. Beep boop.
Because my phone is broken.
Beep beep. Beep.
Hello.
Hey, where did you go?
Oh, I'm I'm walking.
Oh, there you are. I see. I see you. We're ready to we're ready to chat now. If you want to come back, just a little business we had to deal with.
What? You see stepping out of the shadows of this place.
Oh my god!
He just steps around here. I'm always
Listen.
close by.
Did you have another tunnel that you just slicked out of? Is that what's going on here?
I'm immensely scared that
I'll
he's gonna
blend in
punch me
pretty
again.
well in the dark.
Hey, Gregor. I
Yeah.
have this sudden voice in my head, and I feel like it might be related.
A
to
voice
this
in your head,
unexplained-
a voice of reason in your head. I think you mean, Walker. That says we should get to talking about this heist sooner than later. Isn't that right?
Yeah, we absolutely should. You guys want to get in? He gestures to the truck.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I look longingly back at my manta.
No questions asked.
and then tell it to drive home.
Ooh! You see the you see fucking.
Caress it fondly at
Is your manta alive?
It's
It's a
all I'm-
Herbie situation.
it's
It's a
Biocyber.
Bumblebee situation.
It's a little
It's
bit.
biopunk.
It's a little bit this, a little bit that. It's I would call it a hybrid.
I
It's
hate
awesome. The manta you just hear, and it like opens its mouth, and it's just like underneath the grill of the car, and it just it was like sucking up like little bits of like algae from the one of those feeders that's like on the side of an aquarium tank.
Mhm.
Like it was just like munching on like little bits of moss on the side of the street, and it just like wags
What?
its tail and then then starts swimming back through the air.
Dottie, what's your car's name? Because I have to draw it now.
Yeah.
My car's name, TBD.
I love it. Perfect. I'm
TBD.
emotionally attached to the car now.
Oh, TBD. TBD is, I guess, now the name.
TBD.
I was saying like.
TBD.
Real quick, as we head towards the back of the truck, I do just kind of want to lean over to Huxley.
Mhm.
Just give a little nudge with my elbow and be like, "Hey, friend, I appreciate that you're worried about me. But bad stuff is gonna happen to me, and worrying about it just means you suffer twice, right?"
Do I hear
What
this? I don't hear
Does
this.
Donnie hear this?
I don't think I'm being like I'm not being I'm not trying to hide this, but also
I'm over near TBD though.
I'm being more quiet. So yeah, I think I'd probably do this just like while you're with TBD.
Yeah, you're petting him. I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna look at Walker and I'm gonna say, bad stuff isn't gonna happen to you because I'm going to stop it. And I would really like you to stop talking like that. I don't like it. Yeah. Good talk. And then I walk away.
Oh, all right.
All right. Well,
To the
I'd,
tru- to
I'd
the
say it's time to ship out. Hey, Greg. Greg, are you in there? So dark.
Greg's in the. You can see inside the car. It's lit.
It's so lit.
It's lit. Well, it's lit from the inside. There's a lava lamp in the corner of this truck.
I get in. I get in
and-
the truck. I get in the white
Yeah,
van.
there are a lot of like coolers, sort of in the back, like just like pretty retro, like coolers, just sort of stacked up in the back.
Oh, Greg lives
Um,
here.
There's a couch, that's just sort of sitting in the back of this truck, the back of this semi. There's like a little tiny like coffee table, like holodeck thing. There's a bit of an ashtray with a couple butts in it. No rug or anything. And you can see there's a broken mirror up on the side of the wall, up on the right side of the wall, but it's otherwise pretty barren. But you can see that he tried to jazz up the place with a lava lamp.
What color? What color is the lava lamp?
The lava lamp is green.
I don't
Huxley
think
approved.
you understand just how totally and radically Don E and myself, Joshua, would hang with Sci-Fi Grandpa in Lava Lamp truck.
Lava
I would like to
This
be there.
isn't you guys have already been to my house. This is more like a movable office.
I point at the mirror. I point at the mirror on the wall, and I'm like, 10 years of bad luck.
It was like that when I found it. I hope it was for someone else. So, you want to talk about this train? Then he lays out a neurophage drive on the table.
I miss Linksy.
We
Do you say that out loud?
No, just sorry. I heard neurophage. and I
Because
thought
as a reminder,
Linksy.
you did sort of promise Linksy not to
Yeah, I know.
mention her in front of Greg.
That was an out of character.
Yes, I know.
aside.
Yeah.
You
I
can
don't say that.
break that if you want, though. So he sits there with a neurophage drive. This has the intel. I was forwarded this by Bacchus the other day. Basically, what you're going to learn is that we have maybe one or two options for how we want to go about this. But basically, it's on a train. The train is called Terminus. It's going to be leaving at around closer to night time. They tend to do these transactions in night time. There's a bit of a. They're trying to, since it's such a expensive mission, they're going to have it on a commuter rail, just in sort of a back room. So hopefully, it'll be harder to pin you down as the person who hit the train if you run into authorities, right? Anyone want to take a dive? He holds up and he clicks the neurophage, and you can just see like whispering out of the end of this like the triangular sort of end are these like glowing little blue tendrils that just sort of are reaching in the air, like grabbing at whatever's around.
I
Nope.
accept the tendrils into my brain.
Yes. In your case, what orifice does this go in?
Oh God, we had
I
this had
realized
to,
I made
this,
a huge mistake.
This had to come up eventually. You know, this
It has to
we
be
have
somewhere
to
near
have
your
this.
head.
We have to have this discussion
we've
at
all been
some
thinking-
point. We've all
we've
been
all
thinking
been
about
thinking it.
where's my mouth? Do I have ears? The answer will remain a mystery, and it just goes somewhere. Somewhere
Okay,
in
so
down
you-
my collar exists my features of digestion.
Of or your olfactory somethings.
Yes.
You put you just drop the neurophage thing down in your collar. Like from the audience's perspective, we just see like a pixelated sensor bar over it. And like you feel a very cold sensation sort of wrap around your eye stalks, and your eyes like glow for a moment as you are relayed this information. So I'm going to send 2 more maps into the map chat here.
Map chat.
It's a
Was
map.
it about
I'm the
train?
map. I'm the map.
All right. So here's map number 1.
Yes.
No way.
Oh my God.
There's that.
Oh, Donnie,
And
it's your favorite thing. A ledge.
finally,
Bridge.
Mm.
Yes. Really long falls. My
and
favorite.
here's the second one.
Oh, nice.
Are we? Am I beamed this data in my brain?
Looking at what I think I'm looking at?
Sort of like a 3D render of each of these things. We're gonna start in no-fly zone, the first one I sent.
Oh yeah.
All right.
So right now, if we look over here, there's this train runs on an elevated platform. It goes throughout several locations in the loop. The loop is a risky place to do because you have to go. You have to deal with higher levels of security if there's a problem. You know, if there's a problem, you're going to get high-tech security. You might even get Apex team. That would be really bad. There's a lot of different ways to go about it, but this one might be easier access to what we want on the train, and you also wouldn't have to necessarily run into anybody if you do it stealthily. You see, like, as you're doing this, Walker, do you also do this?
Can it be two people who take the neurophage?
He takes out another neurophage. He's made multiple copies.
Then yes, I am also doing this.
Yeah, Huxley, do you still decline?
I'm not doing it. It's nope.
All right, so you don't see this, but you hear all of this sort of like intel. In the no-fly zone, this is the like gap between two buildings. This over here is like a parking garage. It's just like huge. This is the main parking garage for like most corps in this like general block district. And if you were able, like, this general pathway, technically you guys aren't supposed to like be out here, but at late at night it's pretty like barren. Along here, this stretch, the train's gonna come, and as he's all right. So the train runs along that platform, and you see the train sort of like rush into the frame and then freeze. Sort of in the air. He says, "This is the train here. There are generally three main compartments. This one's the head track. It's autonomous. It runs on its own. But this is the brains of the operation. Over here, this is generally where most of the passengers would be. And there are also passengers in this last car. What we don't have is what's beyond here. There's another car, but we don't know exactly." What it looks like, but we know that the produce is probably going to be in there. You feel me?
Yeah, I feel you. A few quick questions for you, Gramps. How far is the drop from this platform here onto where the train will sit?
I'd say roughly a mile. Oh no, onto directly the ground. No, it's about maybe 40 feet.
All right. Okay. How fast the train's gonna be moving?
Well, that's the interesting part. If we are able, it's going to be moving pretty fast at this point, right? But that's where these come in. And he reaches down and he pulls out a briefcase and he says, "Come out of the dive for a second. You guys deactivate your neurophages." And he opens up this briefcase. And inside, you see three little creatures. They are all inside their own like particular like orb, almost like they came out of a quarter toy machine. But in this case, you see like a small like chameleon-like creature that sticks out its tongue, but its tongue opens up into like a little like sticky hand that like sticks to the outside of this thing. That's in the one in the center. The one on the right, you can see, is more of like a rat-like creature, but it has a very sort of like long snake-like tail, almost like a rat had a baby with a snake. Its tail is much longer and has this sort of like barbed rattle at the end.
Oh, it's a baby rat snake.
And at the other, and finally at the last one, you just see a little blue blob with a single eyeball in it.
Yep, that one's mine.
And he says, "These are creatures that you can
bond with that have a bit of sticky property. What I'm thinking is if you're up on the ledge and this train's going by, you can stick your way down there and then just get pulled along for the ride. That way, you can, accelerate at a relatively decent speed, and you don't have to exactly crash into the train headfirst and go tumbling off. It's like a grappling hook,
There's just 3 sticky guys.
It's like a grappling hook, but you have to feed them.
I have one. I have a grappling hook.
What
already.
do they eat?
Oh no, that's not going to be any good. See, that's made of metal. That's if you want to hook onto something with if you want it to be precise, you would have to grab onto a spot in between the train
great.
cars.
I got them grandpa's splaining again.
In between the train. No, listen, I got it worked all out.
Let me what he means. Let me translate. Let me translate.
Basically, what he's telling you is that if you wanted to grapple, it's easier to grapple the outside of this train with something sticky because it's moving very fast. If you shot down a grappling hook, it might pierce a window, or it might grab onto like the middle section of the transit as it went over the rail. But it would be a lot harder to land that shot reliably than if you did this. Plus, they're like Pokemon.
All right, so we get these sticky guys. We jump down, drop 40 feet, stick them onto a train, and then suddenly accelerate to what? 200 miles per hour?
Roughly, give or take.
And then you said each compartment has. Once we're on the train, how do we get in from the outside? We can't open a door.
Well, you can't open. The idea is to avoid the human contact part of it, because then you might have to kill someone, and that attracts a bit of attention. So if you go towards the back of the train and then bust your way in, you're home free.
What if we just bought tickets and got on the train
Bust
and then
in
snuck
the
back?
back.
If you use the note, you can look at Plan B if you want to.
I would like to. That involves us not dying on
Actually,
a super high speed.
Hands you a neurophage.
But the sticky boys.
He hands you a
What if we
neurophage.
just steal the sticky boys afterward? We could have them, even if we did the second plan.
What
If
if
you
we
guys
steal
aren't going to
them
use
now?
these, I might keep these for myself. I don't know. If you're not going to use them, I don't really see the
I
point.
want the chameleon one. Give me him.
Can I have the blue
wait,
one?
Wait. Here's a thought. Where would the train pick up passengers?
And he says, well,
I can show you.
and he clicks another neurophage into his ear.
Because my thought is, would we have enough time if we boarded the train as passengers to then grab the loot in the back and then use the sticky guys to go up onto the platform in the no-fly zone? So rather than dropping down, we use that as our escape.
You know, I kind of like it. I was going to think that you guys were going to get off at the next station like everybody else, but you could also go missing midway, so it works in reverse.
And he shows you this other 3D render of the terminus map. You see the inside of the train. This being the back of the train here, on the left side map. This is the train when it's in transit. You would be what you would be looking for would be sort of in here, and versus this sort of scenario. This is the terminus. There's a McMutants sign up. I didn't realize that was branding.
I love McMutant.
McMute.
They have a killer McCafe. It's actually, you don't have to change it. It's still McCafe.
It's Mute Cafe.
Cafe.
They have some pretty decent coffee. Everyone always talks about being bad,
They
but
have
it's
great-
actually better
yeah,
than like a lot of other A
I
lot
love
of
the
the
squid
other.
eye nuggets. The squid eye nuggets are to die for.
Well, we can agree on some things at least. Here's what I want to propose. If we take the best of your plan and the best of Walker's plan and combine them, what we have is we get on the train, we steal the material, and then we get off the train, both at stations. Personally, I feel most confident in a plan that requires little to no falling from great heights.
Donnie, are you scared?
Well, it sounds like we're all in agreement.
I hear what you're saying, Donnie, but look at these little Pokemon, mans. Look at these little sticky boys. You're telling me you don't want to use these at all?
I do like Pokemon. I do like the game Pokemon.
All right, you guys. I see you. They need homes. I can't take care of all three.
It's a contingency. Think about it that way.
He says, "All right, well, have at him." He presses a button on the side of the briefcase, and the tops pop off. And which ones did you guys want?
Blue boy.
I want the chameleon one, please.
Rat snake.
A baby rat.
So they all jump forward and grab onto each of your most dominant arms, and they wrap themselves around. And you can see. So this chameleon, Huxley, takes its hands have these like diodes at the end, and it sort of plugs itself in, and you see it just sort of like inside you. You see under your skin, it just links up with your veins in your wrist, as it just sort of embeds itself into your wrist.
Does it hurt? Is it like?
No, it does not.
Well,
you have
cool.
you have just bonded with a symbiotic organism.
Ooh.
So I will, as you do this, the rattle grappler, which is Walker's, just sort of coils its way around your arm and works its way up to your neck and sort of just like nuzzles its way to your shoulder, almost like you're wearing like a necklace or a scarf or something.
What did
As it does this, I want there to be like a little sparkle of a little crinkle of electricity as it wraps around me. I don't want it to hurt. I just want it to like buzz a little.
Yeah, it's quite. You can see its scales are kind of metallic. So is the fur at the end of it.
You are my new best friend, and you might just be my reason to live.
And Donnie, this plasmoid character just sort of like it, as the other one's like drunk, it like sort of rears up and just sort of splats onto one of your arms and starts moving around your body, almost like it's like your zero gravity and it's like a liquid being held to your body through surface tension. Where do you want this thing to go? Do you want this to live in like the cracks, like as like it's just sentient moisturizer, or do you want this to be like wrapped around a specific part of your body?
That's an interesting question. I think there's plenty of crevices, so it could potentially go unseen. I think. Just kind of be an ever-present liquid, if it's behaving as such.
Ever-present
You're
liquid with one
constantly moist.
singular eye.
Just in one of my joints is
regular
always
human
just gonna
eye.
be an eyeball, and you never know which one it's gonna be.
So you see in the bottom of these cups, you can see brand images. So you see Rattle Grappler in yours, Walker. The Glossia Grabber is yours, Birdie. Huxley, the Glossia Grabber, because it does it with its tongue. And yours is just called Slimo, 10,000 uses.
As seen on TV.
As seen on TV.
As seen on TV.
Slimo, seen on Shark Tank. No alteration needed to that name.
Slimo, can you kill it? We don't know. And this seems like a great time for a break.
And we'll see you after a brief break.
Stop being nice.
Previously, oh, no, wait.
Fuck! Oh, fuck, I fucked it up!
Damn it. Do I say it? I don't
Reset to
remember
1,
if I-
everybody.
All right, back to
Previously on BioJack.
previously on BioJack.
BioJack. Walker was on a bit of a vigilante streak, I guess. Walker was out cruising the streets of the Slug looking for trouble, but ran into a sex worker named Kenda, who they seem to have a little bit of sparky chemistry. But when Kenda was subsequently attacked or mugged or something in an alleyway nearby, Walker tried to come to their rescue. Meanwhile, Huxley, after having traumatic family nightmares, started taking the walk up serendipitously towards Walker's location. And Donnie was having a bit of a job crisis over the amount of information that he sees but doesn't get to enjoy as part of his actual work. But during a tussle with these muggers, Torque and Alf, Walker managed to get the attention of both Donnie and Huxley, both rather serendipitously. Huxley was just in the neighborhood, and Walker accidentally butt dialed Donnie. And they managed to dispatch all three of them. Dispatch the Alf and Torque. From there, they met up with Greg, who decided to brief them on some mission plans and give them Pokemon grappling hooks, which is kind of cool.
Yes.
Also, Walker's hearing voices? Question mark. Anyway, does that about cover all of it?
I think so. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I realize I haven't. You guys will have stat blocks for the Glosia Grabber and the Slimo 10,000 uses. However, I don't have them. I thought I had typed them up, but I didn't save the note. So I've been trying to. I retyped the Rattle Grappler over the break, but I wasn't able to get the other ones.
No worries.
But they all have. They're all work like grappling hooks. So you can use them to grapple certain surfaces. Some do it better than others. But they all have a little extra thing that each of them does independently.
Ooh.
Like, for instance, the Rattle Grappler has a bit of an affinity. It's one, since his tail is coated in kind of a metallic substance, especially when using in tandem with Walker, it sticks to metallic surfaces because it's magnetic. The tail of the Rattle Grappler is magnetic, so it will stick to metal surfaces. Also, if you're using it on a person's weapon, you get to roll to act under pressure to try to disarm them.
Ooh.
As sort of like a special move that the Rattle Grappler is just kind of good at.
Greg always gives us the best toys.
Hooks us up.
he gave you the Pokemon and trauma, I guess.
and our
And
lives.
family. And
yeah, he
love.
sort of saved you guys. Yeah. Other than that,
I totally would have died in that basement of GNX without him.
yeah, totally. Yeah, absolutely. Greg is
For those
a
of you
man of
new to this,
mystery.
for those of you new to the stream, Greg is absolutely horrifying, and we watched him punch people's heads to nothingness with Shadow.
Greg
Well,
uses
yeah,
bodies
he-
like kids use Play-Doh.
That's a very good way of saying it. Greg's just helping you with this. As he's taking you through this plan. One more thing. If you guys need a little bit of extra muscle, my pal Arby's can help you guys.
Yeah, I love Arby's. He has the meats.
He does, in fact, have the meats. I'm not sure if he's capable of love, though, or if he was showing love, I'm not sure that you would survive.
Oh, I'm pretty resilient, but I hear what you're saying.
He's very violent, which is very useful, and I'm pretty violent.
I feel like, and I look to Donnie and I look to Huxley, and I'm like, I don't know that bringing someone super violent with us is like all that great of an idea if our whole thing is going to be to avoid violence.
Well, it was more for the original plan, like if you're gonna break through the top of the, like if you're just gonna smash the top of the back of the train, but if you're going all this sort of more like corporate route, I won't stop you. You know, it's your job.
Yeah.
Arby's is nice, and I always like to have another aquatic member of the team, but
There for you if you need him as backup. How's that?
Sounds good.
sounds
Great
good, and
plan.
it might be smart to have him waiting for us.
Just in
Right.
case.
As a rendezvous.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
In case we need to get picked up and carried away again.
Oh no, please, not again.
Right, so you have these. The plan is you're going to get on the train at the station like a normal person, and then you're going to steal the stuff like a normal person would, but then you're going to slingshot yourselves out once you go over the overpass.
If necessary,
well-
but we'd really like to just stay on the train and then just get off at the next station.
Like a normal person.
You're going to get off like a normal person, and I'm going to kill myself. I'm kidding.
Oh my god.
That just sounds so boring.
But
all
okay,
right, well-
I will say there's a few things that like we could go wrong, and the good news is we've got our little friends here that'll help us in those pinches, and we got you and Arby's.
Yeah,
It'll
Greg,
be a backup to the backup
you
to
don't
the backup.
you don't even need to worry about it. Something will go wrong.
Will
I do, and I'm just vocalizing this to all of our friends here. I do really think I should go find a chameleon skin biomod before we do this. I think that could be pretty useful for me, and maybe for y'all. Maybe we're like a team of chameleons.
I do have the chameleon on my hand.
I do not object. It can probably get us somewhere relevant.
Yeah, because I think that could be pretty useful, and it's one that I was already interested in attaining. I'm also interested in perhaps making my bones denser because I get punched in the face a lot.
That you
Mm.
do. That you do.
All right, so you guys are going to the shopping district.
Shopping segment.
I think
Shopping
so.
secret.
So
Somebody
we're just
redeem
going
it.
we're going to do a quick montage.
Shopping
We're going to do-
montage. Yes.
Yeah, can we get some like I have a good I can
No.
forward you a little song.
Do it. This one's supposed to be a crowded. Doesn't sound very crowded. We gotta get the shopping music just right.
I have it. Here it is. So, if you guys have played Cyberpunk, you'll recognize this tune. I'll send it into the extras chat so y'all can listen to it as well.
Shopping segment. Dee.
We shop music. Logan, you're so correct.
So, yeah, so you guys are going out on the town, and you guys have a lot of cred to spend. So we just see Donnie walking backwards, as if like a person giving like a college tour, you know, in the shopping district. Donnie, if anybody knows where to get shit and where biomods are made, or like where the businesses are, it would be you. Because you're in the know about this stuff.
I know this shopping district like the back of my claw.
Do you guys want to improv some, or do you guys want to go back to the ones that you guys have already been to?
Down for some improvisation. I like it when we do that. It's fun.
Well, if you want good biomods,
I'm looking for some pretty specific biomods.
We're looking for a chameleon. We're looking for what about you, Huxley? What are you looking to buy? What are you looking to put on?
I don't think that Huxley is interested in buying any biomods.
A recommendation, you say? Of course I can give you a recommendation. Follow me. Where can I find chameleon biomods?
Chameleon biomod. There's a place called Mute's Corner. Mute's Corner. It has as much as they kind of get a bad rap because the Mutes are the name of a mutant organization that's kind of like a bit of a religious, like, nutters organization. They worship the green hand of God, and everyone's like, oh my God, like they're kind of like the Mormons of the of Petrocore. And Josh, but you know, Mute's Corner is where mutants go for all sorts of more digestive biomods. However, they do have chameleon, but you have to you generally have to be in the know with the owner, because the owner definitely won't sell it to somebody who doesn't have a certain amount of like street cred, because they want their brand to get better, because you know their name is associated. They're trying to break off from being associated with the religious group, because they're not.
Well, if it's street cred you need, street cred it shall be.
And you have that street cred. You walk in, you hear, Johnny! You all see a very large, stout lizard man, like no perceivable neck, just like a head and built like a brick shithouse, like almost like a mobster, but with the head of a lizard. And he's smoking a cigarette. It's, Donnie, it's been ages.
Hey.
It's me, Rico.
Rico. It's been a long time.
What can I do for you?
I have a friend here what needs hooking up, and I heard you had a special CH on the block, if you know what I mean.
I see what you're asking. You in here asking for Ruthie?
You take some Plan B out of the out of the counter.
Yes, I am, but also not that.
The Plan B is free. We give out free Plan B. It should be free.
Huxley?
Yeah.
Walker?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
100%, sir.
You are correct, man.
I'm
Loving it.
looking for a chameleon biomod.
Oh fuck! You put down the Plan B. You just say, "Sorry." All right. Here, and he says, "Do you want to shoot this up here, or do you want to mainline it in the back?" It's self-serve here. Do you mind that?
No, not at all. Happy to. What is it? What is this gonna run me?
I was gonna run you for Johnny. Johnny's father helped with the reconstruction with the reconstruction after the flood. You know what I mean?
I don't, but I can make some use context clues to make some guesses.
There was a flood a couple years back that, you know, generally waterlogged most of most of the hive and such,
then
but we were
Don-
operating down there, and his family helped us out. His father's a good man.
I assume, Donnie, your father's name is Ron E.
That would be my brother, but you're very close.
I apologize. What's your father's name?
Ron E. Senior.
I've actually,
of course.
Okay,
Yeah,
So-
you spelled it with the wrong number of N's.
Yeah,
I
Ron.
apologize.
Misconception.
that was pretty. I should have vocalized that in a more
His
clear
brother
way.
is spelled with 2 N's. The father's
I-
only 1.
I cannot wait to meet this family. All right, so as you said, I get a special price.
Yeah, I'm. That'll run you around 20,000.
Sure. Any chance you got the dense bones biomod here as well?
Oh, dense bones? No, but you're gonna want to go down to Viscera Dome.
Alrighty. Well, I'll definitely take this for 20,000.
All right.
You pay 20,000 credits, and he gives you a really like the outside of the biomod syringe. It's just one that you inject into your hip, but it's like covered in scales and all this stuff. And he also hands you a cigar.
Oh, I love it. I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna stab the biomod into my hip, and then I'm gonna light up the cigar.
Need, do you have a lighter? Or do you?
I
You
need-
light the cigar.
Oh,
Oh
Like,
god, we all have
adaptability.
lighters.
I'd actually love if I can to put the cigar between my fingers and then light it with a little spark.
Oh, fuck yeah, you do. Fuck
That's
yeah, you
incredible.
Fuck yeah, roll plus adaptability.
You win BioJack.
Roll to integrate the biomod.
Walker is the most biojacked to ever biojack.
Wait, I just
Okay,
want to say,
okay.
I just want to establish the stakes while we're here. What's your AP at?
Yeah, actually.
Well,
No,
you
no, no.
de-spliced a bunch of
Yeah,
stuff.
I de-spliced.
Well, mine
But
blank,
you have
right?
the AP extender, don't you?
Yes, plus
Oh,
I got AP
that's true.
extender, which also, when I took AP
did
extender,
that
also
extra ex-
lowered the
Price.
cost of that mystery
Yeah.
biomod.
I forgot your.
Already, wait,
A
so I'm
ditto.
rolling adaptability. Okay, that's an 8.
That's an 8. So yeah, it integrates well. You it's gonna take a second for it to kick in, but you also, as you take a drag of this cigarette, of this cigar, like into your mouth, it tastes like it doesn't taste like a normal cigar. It tastes exactly like chicken pot pie
Ooh,
in your mouth.
ooh, this is fantastic.
You like the brand, eh? This
I
is-
do.
These are nostalgia masses. They actually, you see, when you take it in, it actually links up with your nervous system and calls upon ancient memories in your subconscious of things that you like to eat.
Rico, this is an incredible product. I cannot say enough good things about it.
Thank you. No worries about it. Don't worry. If you should lay off. Don't have them all the time. They can get a little addictive, and they are slightly radioactive.
All right. Okay, cool. Thanks so much,
One's
Rico.
fine.
Yeah. I
Every
don't.
once in a while, live a little.
I offer a little puff to Huxley and to Donnie. Tastes like home.
Never gets old.
Huxley will take a puff.
A fine cigar, if I do say so, Rico. Always a pleasure doing business with you.
What do you taste on there, Donnie?
Why? That right there is stew. One of my mother's
bisque.
famous seafood stews. A hint of lobster and thyme, and a little bit of parsley. And my favorite part of the whole thing was always the crispy crackers that she always put on the top.
Oh,
That's
yum.
amazing.
Hux,
I love that
Hux,
Huxley.
what about you?
It's lavender and mint, and a little bit of dandelion in there.
That sounds like a fantastic tea.
Yeah.
Sure, take it back. I don't want it anymore.
That
keep
is an
puffing on the
excellent callback. So you guys head over to Visceradome. Visceradome is like a really avant-garde place. There isn't a place to sit down in here. It's the walls are just like this white marble, and there's just painted in blood on one of the walls is just Visceradome, and you see like a bunch of different like lit pedestals with different biomods on them. But up at the front, you can see this guy who's biomodded himself to look like Pinhead, and he's just like, standing there looking at you guys with these red eyes.
God, I love Viscera.
Friend, an absolute pleasure to see you. And you are looking mighty fine today, if I do say so myself.
Really pointy.
He just blinks at you and stares into your soul.
All right, fantastic.
You're on
don't-
yourself here, Walker.
Don't you worry, sir. You're not gonna find anything in my soul today. I'm looking for a dense bones biomod. I'm in the habit of getting beaten up, and I'd like that to hurt a little bit less.
He nods. He says 10,000.
Easy, done deal. I stick out my hand to him.
Yeah. He takes your hand, he shakes it, and you feel something click around your wrist. There's a little med bracelet on your wrist, and suddenly these robotic, like almost, they look like spines. Like they have these interlocking sections. These arms come down from the ceiling and latch onto each of your wrists. They lift you up into the air. In the ground, two of them grab onto your legs, and then a bunch of different arms sort of swirl around you, and you feel like these tiny pricking sensations as these tiny needles are sort of forced in all over your body, and you feel yourself just get heavier all of a sudden as this metallic substance is grafted to your skeleton, and you're given anesthetic and wiped of it all in the matter of a couple seconds.
It's just like the movie,
And
guys.
as quickly as it starts, you are sort of set back down on the ground. And these, like, sort of, like, alien technology, like, arms sort of slink back into the ceiling.
Hey, when I was up there, did I look graceful? Because I was trying to point my toes. I was trying to
Oh, yeah, I know for
Here,
sure.
I took
a picture.
Like a
I took a
ballerina.
picture. Look.
Alrighty, so I lose 10,000 more credits. I am now back up to 24 AP out of 26.
Oh my God.
You ride that
Doing so
razor's
great.
edge. You're riding high on life, man.
It's a freelancer through and through.
Wait, did Rico come? Did Rico show up?
Oh, no, Rico's back at his shop.
Hey, Rico, go home.
No, who was
Rico
the-
runs a biomod bar. Like,
No, I know, but was that just you who said that?
Who did?
Like, you just said that I ride on the razor's edge. Is that just Elliot?
Oh,
the
no,
GM?
I'm just making a
Yes.
comment.
That's
Okay.
Elliot.
I was like,
Mhm.
who is in here? Because that guy
Yeah.
did not speak
Who
to
is
me
this
very
man?
much.
Who is this guy?
Did it-
Because
Did any
Ooh-wee.
of the rest of you want to get any biomods?
I
Or,
know.
or
feel
is
like
Walker
I
not done?
should. Well, we're here, but I don't have anything in mind.
I think at some point Huxley would like to split off from the group for a little while and do some purchasing of merchandise that is not biomods but related to
Ooh.
changing their appearance.
Okay, so what is Huxley gonna do?
Huxley's gonna duck into a beauty shop
Mm-hmm.
and pick up a box of temporary hair dye.
Okay. So, you dip into Aphrodite's DJ booth.
Yes! I
Aphrodite's
love Aphrodite.
Aphrodite's DJ. It says like Aphrodite's triple X, like biomods, sex. It says biomods, sex, clothes? Question mark. You walk in
I
there
love
and
him.
yeah, he's just in there. He has this blue, huge hair, like almost like a cloud on his head. He's just there in his like neon fucking striped shades, DJing the song that we hear now.
He's bumping.
You know.
He's bumping.
Oh yeah, it's bumping up in here.
Absolutely.
What colors do you get?
Black. Black hair
Black.
dye. And
Black hair dye.
Huxley picks up a another pair of sunglasses, because I'm pretty sure they got broken the last time they brought them on a mission.
Alright, that'll run you only around like 240 creds.
Yep. Done deal. And then Hux ducks into, like, I don't know, we're in the shopping district, so like one of their, like, you know, like, have you ever been to a mall that's like got a really shitty bathroom? You know, that experience. Yeah, they're gonna dye their hair in the sink of that really shitty mall bathroom.
You are looking down in this bathroom, and you're like dying. You're like washing. You're doing it's rather ratchet, and you hear
Hux just slowly looks up in the mirror to see.
You see over the head of one of the stalls, you see a nose, a big black nose sort of poking out from the top, attached to a very furry snout, and two very small ears. In the stall behind you is a bear.
I love that.
No, okay, you gotta get over the Listen, I know that you get embarrassed when we come into public like this, but you've got to start to learn how to do this. If you're going to blend in, this is just necessary. I'm sorry.
Huxley is just gonna mind their business, continue getting the hair dye through there.
You recognize that person's voice.
I do?
Yeah.
What's it sound like?
It sounds like Celestine.
Damn it. Huxley's gonna strip off one of the gloves and just kind of, not shyly, but really hesitantly, knock on the door to the stall.
Occupied! Who's here?
I know, it's me, Celestine. It's Hux. You okay in there?
Click. She opens the door. You see Celestine standing there with a full bear sitting on the toilet. Hey, this
hi.
is awkward. Hi. Huxley?
Celestine? Bear?
This is my brother Grizz. And we're gonna end it there.
Ladies and gentlemen, we found the bear. The bathroom bear?
The bathroom bear.
Celestine's family's bears.
That was not on my radar for today's session.
Oh yeah, that came out of left field, did it? Huh?
I'll be frank. I'm gonna be frank with you.
That wasn't improv. That was planned, baby.
For real? Oh my god.
No, you guys were going to meet. You guys were gonna meet Grizz.
Oh my god, that's so exciting. I love that so much.
Yikes.
But yeah, you guys are in the middle of shopping. We'll have to pick this up next time.
Shopping segment. I wanna.
Shopping segment.
I have some shopping to do. I'll just put it at that.
Yeah, I might still want to buy some equipment to stock up.
Equipment is
Absolutely.
so underrated.
I don't think I can.
Too many transactional scenes are not going to be fun to watch for the audience, I believe. So what we are going to do is between now and next session, what we're going to do is we're going to I'm going to really like give you guys a chance to like buy shit, and you guys can quantify what you guys have at the next session.
Oh yeah.
That way we don't have to dedicate too much time to that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thanks everybody for coming. It's another smashing success of a session. We'll see Monday for Mario Monday. Sometime next week for BioJacked session 11. That's exciting.
Double digits, baby.
Special thanks to all of our backers and supporters and artists. Any last words?
I love that. I love that little outro animation that you do. We have all of our announcements. I just want to say we've cracked 500 downloads of BioJacked on our website and Drive Thru RPG combined. Please, feel free to tell your friends about it. We're really trying to get this game out there because the more attention, the more people we have playtesting it, the better it'll become. So thank you all so much for tuning in. And do you want to do the honors, Josh?
Yes, it already happened. Thanks for enrolling in Donkey Kong.
Oh,